Happy Thursday, everyone. How are you doing? Let me know in comments where you're watching from and what you are drinking this fine Thursday. Happy June 1st day. How are you guys doing? We are in chapter 6. The internet is not allowing me to be great. The internet is a little spotty here in Georgia this last week. Can't see, so I'm going to clean my glasses because all I see is blur. So let me know in comments where you guys are watching from and what you're drinking today. I am trying to get everything finalized. I had to reboot my computer, reset the internet, and hopefully you guys can hear and see me. I'm going to go check and make sure it's all coming up. All right. Let me know in comments if you can hear me. I don't know that I'm everywhere I need to be, so let me just check that. The internet has not been friendly to me all this week. All right, good. I can hear. All right. So it is chapter 6. We are 6 months into 2023. So lots to still do in the year, but how did y'all's month end? Let me know in comments. How did it end? How was it for you? For me, I'm going to do like a quick recap of the month because I feel like this week has been a really short, long week because we had a holiday on Monday, but I am a little exhausted. And so I'm very much off of schedule. Usually I go on Wednesdays, but had to move it to today. So thank you for those that are joining me live. And if this is a good day for you, I'm glad that I could join you guys. So let's do a quick recap of what's gone down this previous month. And I'm going to sort of give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we've got in store for the rest of June. As we start the downslide of 2023, I can't believe that the first 6 months has gone, or the first 5 months has gone by as quickly as it has. But, you know, in true form, that is just what time does to you. So this past month has been all about technology. So we really focused in on, you know, what you need to be really focused on when it comes to the tech in your business. So you know, I am the biggest culprit. I fall victim of this shiny object syndrome when it comes to technology because I am a bit of a geek when it comes to picking out tools, using software. I want to always try new things. I'm not a hardware geek, but I'm definitely a software geek. So I buy if it just, and I'm also not good with infomercials. So if I see an infomercial or, you know, an ad on a piece of software, I am the first to buy it. So if I think it's cool and it's going to do something that I've wanted to do or think I want to do, I am swiping my credit card. So if you're anything like me, and you have listened to any of the trainings that I've done on ChatGPT or artificial intelligence in the travel industry, your inbox, so to speak, your news feed is now inundated, I'm sure, with like the coolest tools that do all sorts of things just by virtue of you, you know, clicking on something ChatGPT-ish or AI-ish. So there's all these like new gadgets, right? Tools that use AI that do fill in the blank what you can think of. I really got to start a list of all the cool things that I'm seeing that that people are marrying with AI. And so my goal for this past month was, you know, for you to resist, you know, resist with all of the powers within your being to keep your credit card in your pocket until such time you have additional income associated with your travel business before you start trying to implement all these cool new gadgets. Because listen, I get it. It's cool. Like, it does fun stuff. Let me just share one of the cool things I did implement this last couple of months. Two new AI generated tools, and one was a nice to have, and the other one was a necessity, and it really has been a lifesaver in my business. So let's talk about the nice to have. There's this tool called Pictory. If you guys are interested, let me know. It uses AI to create video for you. I bought the year subscription. I saw the demo. I saw the owner do some demos. I stalked him on YouTube. And what this technology, I like I said, you can put a script in, and it will automatically generate a video with images, an AI voice, a music, pretty much all in one thing. If you're interested, let me know. It's Pictory. I think I have a discount on one of the codes. Really cool software. It is a nice to have. I bought the thing 3 months ago, and I have not implemented near the amount of videos I thought I would using the software, but it's really cool. So I bought a year subscription, and I am going to use it. It does like 5 different things. One is it creates videos from scripts. So if you aren't somebody that likes to get in front of the camera, and you use, let's say, ChatGPT to create yourself a video about your trips, you could then create a quick video like that automatically generates, and you can just do some really cool, it does captions, it does images, that sort of the AI technology sort of matches what's in the text to suggested images. Really slick. It also is a video editor, so you can load videos. You get a certain amount, depending on which level you have, you get a certain amount of hours that you can upload video, and then you can edit the video. You can take out ums. I say I say like a lot as well. So it automatically edits all of that for you and takes that out. So it's a pretty slick video editor if you don't have like really large videos that you do. I do a lot of training, as you guys know, and so I was hoping that I could use it to edit my videos, but the software that I use is so much easier to do that. And there's another thing. Oh, it will transcribe a blog and transcribe the blog and create a video out of a blog, so you can put a blog URL. So anyway, really liked the idea of the software. Reason why I thought it was a really good idea to purchase was because marketing, right? We are heavy content. We create a lot of content for you all. We blog. I, do video. We're really working on expanding our YouTube channel. So that was the reason. So my mistake was I didn't do the very thing that I told you guys to do, is develop a process and incorporate it into our daily process. So it's sort of becoming a secondary thing that I don't have time to implement, right? Okay, so that's one tool that, I fell for the shiny object. I know that we can use it, but am I using it? I am not fully using it. I would love actually to do a demo for you guys on use cases. If anybody is doing video, again, just let me know in comments if this is the kind of thing that you're doing. But if you're in startup mode, you're probably not there yet. You're probably not ready to be like heavy content. Getting content out of you is probably not the funnest thing that you ever do. And you're not heavy content. You're still probably trying to figure things out, get things stood up. So Pictory is not like, I wouldn't recommend you getting something like that right now. That's what this month was all about, is just making sure that you're making really strategic and smart decisions about the software that you purchase. One of the softwares that I did get that was tied directly to my time is a software called Firefly AI. And I do a lot of calls. So I support clients in group coaching calls. I do private coaching, just a myriad of different meetings and calls that I have. And so for my private coaching clients, when I meet, they get the recording. And I download the recording, I take notes, I transcribe my notes. I mean, I don't literally transcribe my note, but I take all my take all my notes and turn them into action items, blah, 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 right? It usually takes me about 45 minutes, to do that whole thing, 30 to 45 minutes after every call. This technology what it does, it sits on my calls, it records the calls, summarizes the calls, creates an action item list so that I'm not really focused on the note taking. I'm really focused on the call. And like I built some integration and it automatically downloads the transcribed thing, puts it on a folder for me, and does all that. That is like 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes every call that I'm saved now because of this technology. So out of the two things that I've bought in the last quarter, that one is a time saver. It's completely tied to activity, and I say, and I've been saying this all month, if you're going to get software and you're going to get technology, it should be tied directly to revenue or it should be tied to time savings, right? Money or time. And so this particular software is tied to my time and it has saved me a lot of time. So like if you're ever on a call with me and you see, I need to give it a better name than Firefly AI, but it is my virtual note-taking assistant and it has been pretty amazing. I love the way it summarizes the notes and does all of that. So that is well worth the time, the money that I spend on that particular technology. If that's something you're interested in too, let me know. And just, it's virtual. It's a virtual note taker, really cool. And it's using artificial intelligence to summarize the notes. Like it actually listens, reads, and is hearing what I'm saying. It transcribes as we go. And then it literally like has a minute by minute blow summary of what happened. The note summary is like phenomenal. So for me, a huge note taker for meetings. Great productivity tool. All right, so that's sort of the recap of like the tools that I purchased this month, and then really it's been all about technology. So we started with how could you use technology to help be more productive. Our masterclass was really on like the tour process that you should follow when it comes to implementing technology. And then today, we're just gonna, have a casual conversation. I'm gonna open it up for any Q&A in terms of like some of the struggles that you guys are having with implementing technology inside of your travel business. Inside of the masterclass that we did, we talked about our tech stack. Like if you're in startup mode, the main tools that you need to have in your business, CRM being one of them, the most critical tool. We talked about this month around, don't pick tools because they're sexy. Really try and keep the stack lean. Try and minimize the amount of different tools that you are so that you can spend 80% of your time ramping up your marketing, focusing on attracting strangers to your business, marketing activities. So when you're in startup mode, and really when you're in startup mode in any business, the reason why businesses fail is largely because nobody knows that they're there. The clients that they want to get in front of, they can't, and nobody knows. So it's crickets all day long, every day. So it's not that the business idea is bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, some business ideas are bad, but mostly it's because they don't have clients, right? And if you're in the same situation where you're getting frustrated, you're down and out because you don't have the clients, like right now, travel is like ridiculous. I mean, last year it was revenge travel. I don't know what they're calling this year. Like this, just call this cray cray travel. Like travel is definitely not in the air. It's in the DNA. Everybody and their mother is traveling. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting a piece of the pie. If you're new to the business, your focus has got to be on marketing. You've got to become more visible. And the way to do that is through content and having a strong marketing strategy. And so, technology shouldn't be your focus. It's critical to your business, but it shouldn't be your focus. You should get it stood up. You should get it implemented. Don't ignore it and make sure that you've got the right things. So, I sort of just jumped in. I didn't even introduce myself. So if you are new to me, you're new to this channel, my name is Sundey Gardner. So every week we come and talk all things launching and operating a successful and profitable travel business. And like every other week, this week we're talking about something that's not as sexy, but definitely very much needed in your business. To operate a profitable business, you need some sort of tools. Primary tool that you need in your business is a CRM tool, that does as many of the functions that you need in your business. So I actually this month also did a Travel Joy, which is the tool that I recommend because it handles the majority of functions that we as travel advisors need in our business. This month I did a rundown of all the new features because this month they came out with the beginning of the month. They sort of started the month off strong with releasing their itinerary builder. And if you haven't seen it, I actually just used it like for a trip. We're getting ready to go to Dubai next month. And I built out the itinerary for my group. They don't have a group itinerary builder. It's still at the individual trip level. And it was pretty okay. It took me a little bit. I had to submit some help desk tickets so that I could make sure I did it the way I wanted to. But ultimately, after I got the hang of things, it was a pretty smooth sailing and it's pretty slick. I am pretty okay with what it looks like. Do other itinerary builders do better? Yes. Does Travelify do it better? Yes. But is Travelify sexy? Yes. Does it do all that Travel Joy does? No. So why do I recommend it? Why do I recommend Travel Joy? Because it does more. And sexy, although I would say I think I posted in the group an example of the Dubai itinerary that I created, and it looks okay. Like we did some graphics to support that. And in our hot destination, excuse me. And a tickle in my throat. In our graphic pack for Dubai, I added the graphics that we did for the itinerary. So there's a specific size that you should do in order to get the graphics in the itinerary to look slick and sexy. Like everybody wants their itineraries to look sexy. So it was okay. It did take me a bit to get used to, but it does the job. Like I can build it. It was very easy to build. You can save your itinerary. You can copy the itinerary so if you already have an itinerary, you can copy it and save it to another trip inside of a group or in another total trip somewhere else. So that feature is pretty slick there. So definitely think Travel Joy is trying to get sexier. So I would say that as a builder, it's doing the trick, and it definitely fills that hole of having a itinerary builder, and now they have a smart proposal and an itinerary builder. So this month, again, like I said, was all about that technology. And so if you didn't get to see that Travel Joy, sort of the new features that Travel Joy's got, you may want to check out that. I'll put that, if you're watching this video, I'll put that in the YouTube as a video for you to see. And so let's talk about, how do you make implementation easier? Like, how do you make adoption easier? So let's talk a little bit about that. So one of the things that I find when I'm using, so like I just gave you two pieces of software that one I'm not using and one that I'm using now, that's a part of my process. And where did I go wrong with the first software is I bought it because it was cool and I had all of these thoughts about what I would do with it, but it didn't get adopted in my process. So the way that I build content, it hasn't gotten adopted into that procedure. The second reason why I'm not using that software, because the learning curve is steep, right? So I didn't account for, when I bought it, I'm not like, it's a cool tool, but like creating videos is not like my superpower, right? Like, it's better and easier for me to outsource video edits than me editing in it. So it's another tool that I'm going to have to learn in order to be able to allow it to save me time, right? So I didn't account for the training on it. So when it comes to like adopting a tool and making it easier for you to do, like, determining, like, how are you going to use it? Like, if it's something that's going to be a long, you know, and we went over this inside of the class, but just the training, like training is a big thing. Like, we underestimate the amount of effort it's going to take you to learn a new tool. These software companies, they get you on the great bells and whistles that it takes, but to actually adopt the features and implement them inside of the way that you do business is oftentimes not as cool as the bell and whistle that it told you. So for that video solution that I purchased, that AI enabled video solution, it's a lot cooler, but the time for me to learn and incorporate it into my process, it's almost better for me to either hire that out, have my videos edited externally, right? Or like, I should have went to a month to month, right? Or I should have defined the process, right? So we're gradually integrating that in there, but I don't have the time to do the training, right? So the other alternative is maybe outsource, like I have a VA and make that their responsibility is to do these particular things. But again, that's an adoption of a process that I need to get. So I'm already 3 months into this tool and haven't used it, and I bought an annual subscription. So I have 8 more months to get it together? No, 9. What is that? 7? 7 minus 12 is 3 minus 12 is what is that? 9 months. I got 9 more months to get it together, or I will have wasted over $400. I think it was like $300 on a tool that I've not used. Right? I mean, how many of you guys have done that? Bought something, not used it, thought you'd have the time, and there never is any time, right? Is this the most critical thing in my list of marketing to do? No, not really. It's a nice to have. Did I think it was going to get adopted? Yes. Even though I know my own process, I thought, yes, I'll be able to consume this and it'll help me get my stuff out. Because again, it was an impulse buy. Like, I didn't think through how would we adopt it in the way that we do our marketing week over week, month over month. I haven't allocated time for it. So, unless I make a change in the next 9 months, a very on purpose strategic change to my schedule or assign it to someone else, it's likely that software is not going to get utilized to its fullest potential, right? So it happens to me. So what did I do well on the AI virtual assistant? Like, I immediately dove in learning what it was, because the pain was so great for me. The pain of, like, I think I was just concluding a private coaching session with a client, and we talked about everything under the sun, moon, and earth. And I had a bunch of notes to take and summarize. So I was in the middle of pain. So when I was talking to my friend, she actually recommended another solution to me. I was like, we need to figure out how I can implement it. So I was looking at features on how I could implement that tool, like, immediately. How could it automatically turn on when I go to when I start a call? How could it automatically, send the file to another location? So I actually selected the tool based on its ability to integrate with another tool that I had, so I could eliminate the download, right? So when it comes to software, and if you want to make things easier, you really just need to sit down and think about what is it that you want it to do. So you've got to stop, like the reason why you should do marketing and why companies do marketing is because they're hoping to catch you when, at a low point, and that you'll buy the thing that's going to ease the pain that you're in, and you don't really think through usage, right? So actually had this time I dedicated, I carved it out on my calendar 1 week, and I was like, I am going to evaluate software for these particular features. And I'm looking for integration. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. I need it to be easy and automatic to do the following things, right? So I selected the tool that we went with based on that criteria. So the adoption is so much easier. It wasn't that I saw a video and I was like, oh, that's really nice to have. It was, yeah, it was nice to have, but I actually evaluated the software to make sure that it was something that was going to meet my needs. And then we implemented it. And now it's like seamlessly a part of the process now. every time I start a Zoom meeting, it automatically sends stuff to our thing. So that time I carved out was totally worth it. And then it's now part of how I do business. So today, what I want to do is just go over 3 quick strategies that you can follow to just help you with making this whole process easier for you, so that when it's time for you to take the next step for a piece of software, if it's a nice to have, we don't have time for nice to have. We don't have the money that we should be, we shouldn't be spending on nice to have things in this stage of our business. Now, if you have nothing else to do, you've got as many clients as you can stand, you've got your business operations set up, and you've got some additional disposable income, then fine, carve out whatever that budget's going to be for you to just test and try new pieces of technology to help you do fill in the blank things that you want to do. But if you're not there yet, your focus has got to be getting your business stood up, getting the necessary tools that you need to run the business, and how do you make sure that they get adopted. There are so many of you advisors that I know that have purchased a CRM system, and it's a critical component of your business, and you're not using it, right? Or you're using only a piece of the software, right? You're like, I know I need it. I've heard her say I need it, and I got it. I use the code. I've got 3 months at $15 or 50% off, whatever their price point is now, and I'm using it. But you're still not. You said you're going to use it, but you haven't fully adopted it. Like, if that's your case, like, you've got to do some key things. And so here is some quick strategies. This is not the full tour process that we went over in training, but it's some quick strategies for you to really just help you get it done, as quickly as possible, and make sure that you are ready to go. So if you're not using your CRM system, let's say you've got TravelJoy, you've got Travelify, Vacation CRM, fill in the blank. I don't care what it is, right? It's likely that piece of software has got, 10,000 features, and you have no idea what is what, right? And so what happens is you've got this pain. Oftentimes we pull the trigger and we're like, I need to book a trip right now. I'm actually working with a client right now, and she's like, I need to book this wedding. I need to get this quote out for this wedding. And we're in the middle of like going through our schedule of, topics and how we're going to be working together. And I'm like, yes, I know you're in pain, but listen, we want to do the foundation. So there's a gradual implementation that we're going to be following, gradual education that we're following. And it's the same thing with you when it comes to these large applications that are going to do the majority of your business. You can't assume, one, that the software is going to do it for you, right? It's going to define your business process. It's going to, be easily implemented, in one day or less, and everything's going to be great. Don't get me wrong. There are features that you could probably use to help ease the pain immediately. There's probably some quick training that you can do so you can quickly get, let's say, an invoice out the door or a group booking page, done so that you can get the link out the door, right? But in terms of full adoption and full usage, you do need to plan out like some sort of gradual, gradual integration into the way that you do business. I always say, do not stop, like cold turkey, stop what you're doing today to say, I'm just going to stop doing this. I'm going to start doing B, right? Because that's a recipe for disaster if you haven't really thought through what your process is. So there may be a time that you're actually running both of the things simultaneously. You're working system A, your manual process maybe in some cases, or maybe you're transitioning from one tool to another and you're trying to get this new tool step. Give yourself the time to do that. Like, don't try and just flip the switch and go from this to that without the time to be able to do that. The other thing is, don't underestimate training, right? One of my evaluation criteria is when I'm looking at software and I'm looking at a new tool that is I want to see, like, I'm going out there at YouTube University and I'm seeing what kind of training is available from the vendor. Like, what kind of tools training are they doing? So I'm actually keying in YouTube or in Google to see what available training is on topics that are critical to me. And then I'm also scheduling time on my calendar to actually go through those training areas so I understand how to use them. Because the worst thing that you can do is make assumptions, click around, do some click, 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 and hope that everything is correct and your clients suffer, right? Because again, the things that we're using, 80% of what you're using is probably got some client facing component to it, particularly your CRM. You don't want to be using your clients as a guinea pig to figure out how to get stuff done, right? So you want to make sure that you are trained properly on the tool, right? You've got your business process identified for usage of the software and or tools, right? And that you do that ongoing. Let me give you some ideas of what I mean by that. I'm in the middle of working on marketing automation solutions, right? Things that allow you to do email marketing, allow you to do appointment calendar booking, just sort of, just everything that we have to do. That's what I'm working on, right? I evaluate tools for you all based on their ability to do the functions that we need, right? We send email, we receive email. We send forms, we receive data from forms, right? We need to communicate with our clients. We need to get payments from our clients, right? We need to be able to communicate from all levels. We need to be able to communicate, email, SMS, uh, through our web pages. We need to be able to get the message out through social media, right? So there's all these channels of communication, right? I'm looking for tools that are going to allow us to communicate to our new, future, and existing clients, utilizing all of those different channels. Being able to create really graphically beautiful sales pages, right? Messages, social media posts. Those are all things that are important because we are a business of looks. It sucks, but that's what we are. People buy experiences based on the way that we can present them to them verbally and on paper, right? And visually, right? So verbally, how we can articulate how we can get them out of town, amazing, right? How we can show them and demonstrate that through video or um, through sales pages, right? The written word and the visual, right? We are a visual business. If you didn't think of yourself as a visual business, then you're totally not thinking of your business properly. We are not a word. I mean, we are a word of mouth type of business. Like if you do really good service, people will trust that you can get them out of town and back in town safely and have great experiences. But your ability to tell the story in written and visual word is really going to be the things that help set you apart. It's going to be the things that get people to be like, yes, I want that, right? Because you are selling dreams, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you do. You sell dreams, right? Tangible dreams, dreams that people can go on and can turn into reality, but you allow people's dreams to come true. So your role in this is a whole lot different than somebody who sells a t-shirt. Does that make sense? Like the t-shirt just has gotta have a cool graphic on it and that's it, right? But you're selling experiences, you're selling your expertise, you're selling somebody's dream and making that into reality. So that it takes a lot more finesse and it definitely takes a lot of visuals to make that happen. So it's super important that you're constantly not only learning about what your suppliers have to offer, you got to learn ways to present that message in a way that gets people to say, yes, I want that, right? Your opt-in offers, your sales pages, your social media content, your email marketing, all of that is ways for your client to say, yes, I want that. Yes, I'm interested. Yes, I want to be a part of that, right? And that really is probably going to take a big mind shift for some of you, because here's the shift that I want you guys to make coming into the 6th month of 2023 is if you are in this business because you just want to book a few trips for your friends and your family, and you're just sort of dabbling, you just want to do just a couple of trips a year, and that's really what you want to do, and this is really a hobby, like what I'm talking, it doesn't apply to you. Like, I'm just going to tell you now, you could probably shut down today's lesson and catch me next week. I'm really talking to those travel advisors who are like, you know what? I'm not here to play. Like, I'm here to make a business out of this. Like, I want this to be my bread and butter. This is what I want to transition into from my corporate job. This is what I want to retire into. This is what I want my main moneymaker to be. Those are who I'm talking to. Those are the advisors that I'm talking to tonight, right? Because when it comes to technology, you need to invest. Period. End of story. I'm not talking that you need to invest thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars into technology, but I'm going to tell you this. AI is not going anywhere. You know, there are some people out there in the travel advisor space who don't even know what AI is, or who think, oh, I'm not going to use it because fill in the blank, whatever the reason why. We will see a dramatic change in the way that travelers book and the way that you, as a successful, profitable business owner, will operate as it relates to AI and technology I predict, in less than 5 years. The way that we do business today will change. We are literally, in my opinion, on the same place we were 20 years ago when the personal computer came out and the internet came out, right? And the impact the internet had on the travel industry. People would be like, well, no, the internet impacted travel, online booking, self-booking did impact the way that traditional travel agents do business. The reason you're here is because of the internet, right? And so my prediction, right? So June 1st, 2023, I want you guys to think about this, because I'll probably be pulling this and I'll be like, I predicted it. 5 years from now, the way that advisors do business and interact with their clients is going to change dramatically compared to the way it is today. So if you are in business and you have a travel business and you want to be long-term profitable, long-term relevant, don't be the Blockbuster of travel advisors and think Netflix isn't on your tail, because it is. Right? The AI and I don't know what and how, but I know, and I am here to tell you that the way that we do business is going to change. And those people that adopt that change, that ability to adopt technology, and you can do it quickly, is going to make you the difference between the agents out there who are still using, doing, and I'm not laughing at them, not laughing at anybody, but I'm just using this as an example. The agents that are still, writing out their forms and requirements on paper, and they take forever to get quotes. They're missing appointments, missing calls, and they're not getting back to their clients quickly because they don't have systems in place. If you adopt technology, you adopt processes, and you get operationally the way that you do business quicker, better, faster, using technology, you are going to be able to weather the upcoming technology storm that I know. This industry is the worst when it comes to technology. I have been in technology space for 20 plus years. I've seen a lot in my years as a technologist, right? I've worked with many different types of development companies and developers, and been in different industries. And this industry, specifically travel industry, is the most archaic when it comes to technology. So what I will tell you is those advisors that adopt it and can deliver faster, better, quicker, right? It's going to set you apart, right? So when I dedicate a month, don't think this is the last time you're going to hear me talk about tech. It's not the last time you're going to hear me talk about AI, ChatGPT, how to use it to make your delivery and your presentation better, make your content better, make you better as an advisor, right? Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to adopt, to be an early adopter, to make some mistakes and learn. Don't be afraid to learn something that you're not comfortable with, right? That, if I had to say anything, is my superpower. It's that. It's my ability to throw caution to the wind and try new stuff that puts me completely out of my comfort zone. and just go and do that thing. I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't that type of person, because video scared the mess out of me. It still gives me a little bit, internal palpitations. But that's what I'm saying is, like, when it comes to this and all that you are doing, the people that I work with are usually older, right? I'm 50. My target audience is about 35 to 55. So, and it's getting older, right? It's now pushing upwards to 65. And so, I'm 50. I'm not for all the different social media platforms on there. Like, I'm not that's just not my thing, right? But do I recognize that there is a huge opportunity in the video space compared to even 5 years ago, right? There is, right? The ability to be visible without paid advertising in some of these platforms is tremendous, right? That's an adoption of a technology. That's an adoption of a new way of marketing. And you've got to be open to that. And so I'm off my soapbox on that. But all I want to say and end tonight with is, listen, don't be afraid, but don't get sidetracked either, right? Don't be afraid to try new technology. Don't be afraid to try new things. But all I can say, like, if you get anything out of tonight's message is, if you're really here to do business and make as much money as you possibly can, to get as many clients out of town as you possibly can, get yourself out of town at more than you ever thought, right? Get business processes in place, get tools that will help you. Tools will not fix broken or non-existent business processes. There's no tool in the world that will do that, right? So don't expect your host agency, don't expect your software to fix the fact that you don't have business processes defined. If you don't have that, get that, and then find tools to help you get it done better, get those business processes done better. I think I just went off for a little bit, so nothing like live television to keep you on your toes. So I think the last thing I said is you just want to make sure that you use tools to help get your business processes done better. That's it. And that's my message for tonight. So where are we going in June? In June, we're going to be talking all about your ideal client and niching, how to establish a profitable niche, right? And making sure that you do it well, considering your clients, right? How do you get your clients the type of client that you want out of town every single time, right? So not just working with every single body that you can find out there on the streets and tell them that you do travel, but actually seek out specific type of clientele, seek them out and take them anywhere in the world that you want to. So we're going to be talking all about niche. If you're a part of Opus Gold, we are going to that is going to be our topic of the month. So we are going to be talking all about niche and how to do it great and proper. And with that, I wish that you have an amazing 6th month. You knock it out of the park. We still have 7, I guess, because we're at the beginning of the 6th month. So we have 7 months left in this year, and it's still not too late to be amazing and do amazing things and get as many people out of town as you possibly can. Listen, I'll see you guys next week, and I will talk to you soon. Night.